Hello and welcome to Better Work Days, a show dedicated to helping everyday professionals create better days at work. I'm your host, Andy Morrison from Real Custom Training, where we design and deliver professional development workshops that are relevant, engaging, actionable, and lasting. Each week on Better Work Days, we'll be taking a look at a specific concept, skill, or story that we use in our workshops. We'll make sure that they're easy to understand, fun to learn about, and most importantly, that they can be applied immediately in the workplace as soon as you finish the episode. Thank you for joining us. It's time for Better Work Days from Real Custom Training. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Better Work Days from Real Custom Training. I am your host, Andy Morrison, and this week I have a very, very, very special guest. I have my eldest daughter, my firstborn, Haley Grace Morrison, is joining us this week on Better Work Days. Welcome, Haley. What an entrance. Now, if Haley and I seem a little worse for the wear, we are recording this on a Sunday, and we had a pretty wild taco night party with some friends last night that went late. So if we're dragging a little, please forgive us.
Went late. It went super late. We didn't get home till 9.
Yeah. Taco night was crazy. So, Haley, you've been dying to come on the show, huh? Yeah. How come?
I wanted to share a special thing that I learned at school.
Okay.
With that could really help Real Custom Training.
Yeah, I think so too. So the other day, Haley started telling me, she said, "Dad, have you ever heard of the STEP method?" And I had not heard of it. And I'm a sucker for frameworks and acronyms. And, if you're familiar with Real Custom Training, what we do, you know that. So Haley explained a little bit of the STEP method to me. And then I said, "Haley, save it for the show." Meaning, stop explaining it to me, because I'm going to have you come on Better Work Days and explain it there, because it is exactly the type of thing. Although she's learning it in school, and she's she's an elementary school student, it's still an applicable model that I think a lot of adults could use too, and we could incorporate into some of our workshops at Real Custom Training. So this week's episode, thanks to Haley, is on the STEP method. And Haley, can you tell us what STEP stands for?
S stands for saying the problem without blame.
Oh, hold on a second. All right. So give us that again. What does the S stand for in STEP?
Say the problem without blame.
Okay.
T, think of safe, respectful things you can try.
Okay.
E, explore the consequences. And P, pick out the choice that works the best.
So they tell you to slow down, take a step back, say the problem without blame is the first step.
Yeah.
Why is without blame so important?
Well, if you say it without blame, if you say it with blame, it's just going to make somebody else. It's not going to help the problem. Mm-hmm. It's just going to make it worse by making somebody else mad when you blame it on them. Yeah, and that lines up with some of the stuff we teach at Real Custom Training. What are you doing there? Taking off my sweatshirt.
Okay. They suggest that in conflict resolution training too, that you need to approach it objectively. You need to describe behavior instead of blaming somebody for something. And it's exactly like you said, because once you start blaming somebody, it puts them on the defensive. And people that are on the defensive are less open to cooperation and less open to trying to work on a problem. So I love that about the STEP, that's something that we incorporate here too. So do you have a scenario that we can, because I noticed explore the consequences is on here.
Yeah.
And we have a tool, a framework we use at Real Custom Training.
HALT?
Not HALT. Nope. We'll do HALT in another episode. We have a framework we use to help managers explore the consequences when they have to decide between two things, when they have a choice to make. Do you want to use that framework and explore the consequences of a scenario that you would use STEP for?
Sure.
Okay. Let's take a look here. All right.
You just cut us out of the screen.
No, we're good. There we are. So let me make this a lot bigger for everybody. Okay, Haley? Is that all right with you? We're going to be little.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
So this is a sheet that we use in a lot of our workshops. This is our balanced decision sheet, also known as the benefits consequences matrix, which maybe should be the primary name because it's easier to say than balanced decision sheet. So the benefits consequences matrix we give to people, essentially, it has them lay out, if a manager's struggling with two choices, you put one in one column, the other choice in the second column, and then you work through both sides of the issue. So for option one, in this area here, you're answering, how will this option help? But then you're also asking, how will it hurt? Same thing for option 2. How will it help? How will it hurt? Now, most of the time, for a lot of managers, a lot of people, they probably have one option they're leaning towards. And that's why this is a really effective tool, because oftentimes when we're pushing for a certain option or a certain decision to be made, we get really focused on the pros and the benefits of it. The benefits consequences matrix is great because it forces you to ask yourself, even for the choice that you're going to be a proponent of and push for, how will it hurt? What is the bad side of it? It has you look at both sides of the coin for any given choice, which is really important, because naturally when we want to push for a certain choice, we get really hung up on the benefits of it. But you want to make sure you consider both sides, and this tool can help. Yeah. So Haley, what's a situation that you would use step 4 that we can use here to look at benefits and consequences? Give me a scenario.
So say your best friend asked you to go in the woods.
Okay.
That's like really creepy and you could get lost in, and your parents say you're not allowed to go in it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say for saying the problem, you would say, my parents said that I could get lost in it, and they said that I'm not allowed to go in it.
Okay.
That's what say the problem would be. I would say for think of safe, respectful things, I would say maybe we could get a parent and have us, and so that they could go through the woods with us and have us supervised when we go in.
Okay, so let's stop there. So based on that, your first option is we'll say go into the woods without an adult.
Okay.
And your second option is go get an adult to take you into the woods. Right? Is that fair?
That would be fair.
Okay. So, going into the woods with your friend without an adult, how could that help? What could be good about that?
You could go to school saying you did it.
Oh, you want to tell all your friends about your woods adventure?
You could go to school saying that you snuck out from all your parents.
Oh.
You could do that. Maybe people might think you're cool. You could do that, but you could do that.
Okay. What else might be good about it? Maybe you'll have fun in there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll have fun in there.
Could be a lot of fun. Now, what are the consequences of it?
You could get hurt and your parents wouldn't know.
Yeah. Get hurt with no adult around. What about getting lost? Could get lost in the woods.
Getting lost could be a serious thing. Could be a very serious thing. Nobody can know.
You could get ticks.
Oh!
And maybe your parents don't check you for ticks because they didn't know you went in the woods, right? Okay. Now, your respectful option that you thought of could be to tell your friend, I'd love to go in the woods, but let's go get an adult to take us. Right?
Yeah.
Do I have that correct?
Adult would know what to do, yeah.
So how could that help?
Well, you'd be able to stay safe. I know that. Your parents, the adult would check you for ticks. The adult,
okay.
So that if you got ticks, an adult would check you.
Knows to check for ticks. Yeah. How about you don't get in trouble?
You don't get in trouble.
You probably build trust with your parents too.
Your
like
parents
if you,
trust you.
I know there have been times where you have said, you let me know that you followed a safety rule that we set for you. And whenever you do that, it makes me trust you a little bit more so that you get a little bit closer to me saying, you know what, maybe we can trust you to go in the woods by yourself with your friend. Any other benefits of getting that grown up to take your kids into the woods?
Your parents would probably let you, you'd probably have a lot of fun with your parents, and then you wouldn't have to. Some people when they keep a secret from their parents, they get all nervous. I've read a comic strip about that.
Oh, so
you'd get under a lot of pressure when you do it.
So that's another consequence of going into the woods without an adult. Get nervous about rule breaking. And yeah, that's a good one.
If you went with the adult, then then everything would be fine. You'd be happy, and your friend would be happy, and your parents would build trust, and you wouldn't have to go through that nervous stage.
No nerves about rule breaking. All right. Now, what's the bad stuff? So this is what I mean about this framework. I like that it has you consider, you know, I think we're leaning towards option 2 as the safe choice here. But what's the bad side of that? What could go wrong if you try to go get an adult to take you into the woods? I got some ideas. Do you? Step on up closer to the mic, sweetie.
The adult could say no.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the adult could say no. What else?
You could be asking your parents after they've already said no, so they could get mad at you for doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah, they could get annoyed, right? Adult could get annoyed. The adult might say, no stick fights. No sword fights with sticks. We're always saying stuff like that, right?
You only love to do plastic swords, but I'm ready to use other ones.
Yeah, you're not ready for a real sword. I mean, believe me, someday maybe you stick with it. You're an archer. You're not a swordsman. You're an archer. We'll get you a real bow and arrow before we get you a sword.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay. So we explored the consequences. So pick the choice that works best. What would you pick in that scenario?
I would pick the second top box. I think that was the best one.
Try to go get the adult?
Ask an adult, and if the adult said yes, you'd be safe and you'd have a lot of fun.
I agree. All right, so folks, there you go. That's the STEP method, thanks to Haley Morrison. We really appreciate it, Haley. And of course, we're talking to Haley about things like, should you go into the woods with a friend when your parents have told you not to go into the woods without an adult?
Well, I mean, no.
But this can apply in the workplace as well. We run into a lot of times where, especially with managers, with things like, should a conflict be addressed? Should, a star performer who is showing up late every day, sometimes managers struggle with things like that. Should I address it with them or not? Anytime you're juggling with those choices, STEP can be a great way to slow yourself down, take a look at the scenario, and then use the benefits consequences matrix to really look at all angles of the situation and your choices that you have and try to come up with the best one. So thank you, Haley, for introducing STEP. I'm gonna bake this into some of our workshops for folks.
Thank you, Dad. And
I will tell them that this is from you and the fine folks at Putnam Elementary School.
Yeah, my teacher, Miss Tora, has really done a lot for me in STEP, and I want to thank her.
Oh, that's nice. So that was a thank you to Miss Toher. Oh, that's very nice. You've had wonderful teachers at Putnam.
Yes.
Yeah.
All my teachers have really done a STEP thing for STEP.
Yeah.
And me.
And me and Mama have been super happy with Putnam Public Schools. They're awesome.
Yeah.
You kids are doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody. That's this episode. Thank you, Haley.
You're welcome.
What do you have to say goodbye? You want to say anything?
Bye, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.